Beginning Monday, Inside Edition has a new look.
Join me, Deborah Norville, for Inside Edition.
You already know her name and her face, and you may remember the Today Show controversy that surrounded her several years ago. But now meet Deborah Norville, the new anchor of Inside Edition.
I see Inside Edition as being the kind of program that's hungry, that's not afraid to step on toes to get the story.
Welcome back. We are with Inside Edition anchor Deborah Norville, who next week will sign off from that iconic show after more than 3 decades behind the anchor desk.
Wow.
I read you said something about not being able to keep up with your hairstyle changes.
That was not a good one. I don't know what I was thinking.
Those are of the
Look,
time.
you and I were both in Chicago. And
Yes.
what's the expression? Wait 5 seconds, like the Chicago weather,
yeah.
it'll change. Oh, there's a lot of looks.
But each of those
Ooh, I look
styles were
extremely
fitting
unhappy
of
in
the
that top one.
time. Well,
Yeah.
that was an off-camera thing. So I'll tell you, I've never told you this. We read into each other from time to time.
Yeah.
When I left the Today Show, I'll be very honest with you, I thought about how you handled your departure, and you were a North Star for me.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't want to leave angry. I was obviously hurt.
Yep.
It was devastating. I read a quote where you said it was devastating.
I didn't think I'd ever work in TV again.
And I thought the same of myself. But I really did use you as this template of how to leave a situation with pride and navigate it with grace. So I want to thank you for that. I've never told you that.
Thank you.
I've never told you that because, you know, when you were on the show, it was in the 90s, I was in Chicago at the time, and it became this example of how so much wrong can happen to a woman on TV who did absolutely nothing.
Except what they asked.
Except what they asked, the suits in the offices ask. And so I just want to thank you for that because it really was helpful for me. I wanted to call you a couple of times and I said, oh, I don't want to call. I don't want to.
You should have. I wish you would have.
I know, and I know you would have accepted it, but I didn't have to call you because I would read interviews and I would watch how you navigated it, including you starting with Inside Edition. And I'm sure I'm not alone. Many women who go through these adversarial situations and you want to hold your head up high. And you did that. You did that.
Thank you. Isn't faith the belief in things not seen? And when you have faith in yourself and you know that you have done everything correctly, that you were always prepared, that whatever has caused the situation that's causing trauma and difficulty right now is an impermanent thing. You will last beyond it. And if you have faith that tomorrow is a better and brighter day, you'll be fine.
So was it your faith that got you through that? Because obviously people were speculating
That
there
and a
was
sewing machine.
and a sewing machine.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Mike Kenmore.
So God and a Kenmore. I've never heard that put together before.
Absolutely. God and a Kenmore. In fact, it's very interesting. I was at a party and a woman came up to me and she said, I hated you for what you did to Jane Paul. And I'm thinking, well, I was having a nice time at this wedding until you walked up. And she said, and then I read what you said in Guidepost magazines, which is an ecumenical, Christian-based publication. And I said it was my faith and my Kenmore. I sewed, I had a new baby, I was sewing things for the baby's room. And you can work out a lot of aggression on a long seam when you're making curtains. And here's what's great about it. At the end of the aggression with the long seam, you've got a beautiful set of curtains. You have taken that angst and you have created something good out of it. So Robin Roberts loves to say, make your mess your message.
Absolutely.
I like to say, take your stress and turn it into something positive. And
I
if you've
love
got
that.
energy,
I
push it
love
in
that.
the direction.
More with Deborah Norville. We'll be right back.